In this video today I'm going to show you the basics of borders in Excel. It's going to be super simple. I'm going to show you many ways you can customize your borders. So let's get started. Okay, so let's have a look at borders. Now don't get confused with grid lines, which are these faint grey lines here. They're actually just to help you see the cells on your worksheet. But they won't actually show when you print anything, but a border will show when you print. Right, so let's start adding some borders. So we're going to take this middle table here, which is ticket sales of these films, 2019, and we just want a simple border around these cells that we've just selected. Now there's a few ways to get to the borders menu from here. You could right click, go down to format cells, borders is the tab here in format cells, or with this range selected you go up to your ribbon up the top here, and again you can enter the borders menu. It looks a little bit different, this layout. You've got more borders, which brings you back to that last screen that we've just seen. And the quickest way is to select your range, press Ctrl 1, and you'll be in the format cells. Yours might start over here on the left tab, which is a numbers tab, but if you just work your way along the tabs to borders, that's where you will find your border options. So with our range selected, we'll use the tab on the ribbon, which will probably be the most common one that people are using. So if we click on that, and we've got borders, we can add a border to the bottom, top, left, right. We've got all borders, no borders, thick. You can see there's plenty of options, but we're just going to select all borders here where my cursor is. And then if we just deselect our range, you can see he's added a border now. So if we go to view, turn off grid lines, you'll see the grid lines disappear, but our border remains. Now what about if we want a slightly thicker border? We might want a slightly thicker border around our table headers here. So again, we go back up to the home tab on the ribbon, more borders. You could do thick outside borders. There you go. But what if you want thick inner lines as well? Well, the best way here would be to select them all. Control F1. And what you do, you click on style, we click on this thick line here, we'll keep it in black so color automatic is fine, and then we'll press outside, inside. And then in this frame here in the middle, it'll give you a preview of what it will look like on your worksheet. So you can press outside, inside. Again, it won't make any difference, that's what we've already got selected. You could click none and it will remove it, or outside, inside again. You see we have a thick border at the top, and you might now just want to do the same at the bottom on total and the total amount. So it's thick, outside, inside, and there we go. So that's simple border that we've had a look at. Now let's look at something a little bit different. We're going to look at some of these films that we've watched, and we're going to put a red diagonal line through the box so we know which ones we've seen. So I've seen Avengers Endgame, so we'll select that, bring up our borders. This time if we go to colour, I'm going to select red, and then in my frame here I'm going to do a strike through, and we'll make it bold as well. If you want to change it like there, you need to press strike through again and update it to the thickness you want. So it won't change by clicking here in the style. You need to select the style first, then select the border you want. So I've deselected, reselected, and if I want it to go through the other way, strike from left to right, I can do it like that. So, or we could put a cross in the box, and we bring up a menu again. We'll go red, thick, strike through. There we go. Now we can actually click and drag to add a border if we like. So if we go up to our ribbon and our border drop down list, we're going to go to draw border grid, click that. See our cursor will change, and on this right hand table, this multiplication chart, we'll start at the top left, hold and click and bring it down to the bottom. It'll actually add the border for you. So if you go to view, take off your grid lines, you'll see your border's gone. Now why are all the dots there? Well, the reason the dots there is because I've got a a drawing border tool selected. If we actually go back to home and change that, and we'll just press no border, you will see all the dots disappear when the grid lines are removed. And the reason being, there is a manual border drawing tool which is here, draw border. So if we select that, you see all the dots return, and basically you can just draw borders from dots to dot however you like, any patterns, any shapes you want. And then if you were to turn your grid lines back on, you can see your new borders there. What about if you want a different color or a different line type, for example? You go back to your border menu, line color. We could select red. We could also do line style. We'll do a dotted one, and then we could just carry on drawing. And you see it's now different. So what about now if we want to get rid of these borders? We think, you know what, that just looks like a mess, which it certainly does. We can select the whole area here, go to our drop down list, no border, and they are removed for us as well. And we'll just get rid of this one, no border as well. One last thing I'd like to show you is how you can erase a border. So I've set up a border grid, thick red boxes like so. Now, what if you just wanted to get rid of certain parts by hand? You go to your drop down menu, go to erase border, you see your icon changes to an eraser, and you can actually now just click on parts that you'd like to get rid of. So if you really want to fine tune your customization, you can use this to just remove any individual specific lines you want. Saves you having to go into every cell and adjust them manually depending what side you want breaks on in your borders. And we'll get rid of that once again. This time we'll just go into this menu here and just click none, and that will remove the borders. I encourage you now then just to get creative on your own, just mess around in these menus, see what you can do, and just go and have fun by yourself and enjoy. Why don't you check out my beginners bite-sized playlist? I've got some beginners keyboard shortcuts for you all to learn as well. Leave me a comment below of what you think in the video, give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye.